0, 1.
Alright guys, another day in the shop, working on the little white truck again. Since got it running and driving, it's time to dive into the front end. Last year when I was driving around the snow, the front end just locked up, like something inside the diff locked up. So I guess we need to go figure that out so that way we can get this thing completed. So I guess the first thing I gotta do, obviously, rip the tires off, pull it all apart. So we'll get that done and investigate and see what happened. All right, I got it all tore apart. Figured out what the problem was. That's how much oil came out of the diff. Oh, by the way, there was oil in that pan already. Oh, by the way. So, yeah. Lack of lubrication caused, well, at least bare minimum, the pinion bearing to fail. I'm sure more than that failed, judging by the lack of oil that was in this thing. So that's quite disappointing that I did something so dumb, but I guess things happen. So anyhow, that's where we're at so far. At least I can repack the burr fields and get this all cleaned up. And I'm gonna rip this thing apart and figure out how much damage I caused by being dumb. Okay, well, it don't take no genius to figure out what happened there. That pinion bearing died. Yeah, here's the part of the cage that just fell out when I took the seal out. So, awesome. All right, well, we'll get this thing tore apart the rest of the way and see how bad everything else is. Ah, this sucks. All right, so let's see, where are we at? This is the rear end that came out of the donor Tacoma, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the third member out of it and see if it's a 410. I'm hoping it is, and if it is, then I'm going to take that center section and put it in that. Now, my understanding is that running them backwards isn't really super bad. I mean, it runs on the back side of the ring and pinion, but with, you know, small tires and no lockers or anything, I really don't think it's going to be that big a deal. Okay, so update on this. I threw 12 tons of press at it and heat and lube and everything I can, and that pinion will not come out of that bearing. So I got tired of waiting around for this thing to cooperate, so I just went ahead and just got another one. So I went on old Facebook Marketplace there and came across this stock unit right here. Nice clean unit. All right, got the old inside all cleaned up, got the mating surface cleaned up. So guess we'll get this thing gooped up and we'll throw that third in and get this thing put back together. Got the third member bolted in. This little bead of silicone, I always like to see it curl out like that. That way I know it's sealed up good. Got the driveline bolted back up. Make sure it's all nice and not going to fall out if the suspension cycles. And it won't. Good to go. So I guess next thing got to do is put the fur fields back in, pack it with some more grease, and yeah, shoot, we're just moving right along here. I gotta admit, I got lazy. So I got lazy and I paid somebody to put the tailpipe in. Yeah, why not? So today we're gonna go ahead and fix the steering. After the last video of this rig, you'll remember the steering shaft, the factory steering shaft on this thing is straight, which
as you can see, has a terrible angle. So what'll happen is it'll push down on that. Instead of pushing at it sideways, it pushes down, and then eventually it'll break it. So they make a it's called a drop drag link, so something like that. Anyhow, I'll get it installed up in there and show you what that looks like when it's in there. Okay, so that's what it's supposed to look like. Now obviously this is at full droop, and you can see that it's pushing straight against the horseshoe arm instead of pushing down on it. Now granted, when I set the truck on the suspension, that will move up, which is fine. It's, you know, it's at least the angle is going to be considerably better than it is with that straight one. And as you can see, you got to put grease in there. So anyhow, got to put the little slot there where you put the flat tip to tighten that up. Make sure you put the cotter pins in so that it doesn't back out, because that will also cause, well, catastrophic failure. Here she comes in all her glory. Runs pretty good. Look at that. Runs good. Seems to drive pretty good. Steering wheel straight and all that. Cool. Badass. All right. Sweet.